They are now
traumatized after seeing the friends struggling with life for rescue, but in vain, hence losing their lives.
Bali asatu abachala babadde bali 10 kati mwenda gonna ni gufa ate abasajja tubadde tuli abasajja 2 havuddeyo 8.
Matimani Bernard and Besige Jackson, residents of Chabisubi in Chamuswa County, found at Kasenyi police station, narrowly escaped death after the boat capsized on Lake Victoria last night. Kavuma Stephen, the LC3 chairperson, Chamuswa County, said on several occasions, local leaders have been sensitizing the public about overloading of boats and castigating night water movements.
Mumbere ne yokutambula ekiro mubamu ebizibu bingi kubanga ekisooka ffe ng'abakulembeze tosobola kuzuukuka kiro ogende kulinda lyato kulaba litise litya so senga embeera eba ya misana abakulembeze tuvaayo nolaba eryato we litise nolaba.
Leaders, including members of parliament representing Kalangala and Kasenyi, embarked on joint efforts to retrieve the bodies and hand them over to their families for burial. By press time, there was not any clear report from the experts and police about the cause of the incident. This is not the first time for such an incident to happen on Lake Victoria, and according to fisheries, this is attributed to seasonal strong winds that happen in the month of May, June. Amnafka Farida and Sulaka Gugube.
Yes, we'll give you updates on that particular story as facts come up. The Parliamentary Committee on Infrastructure has rejected the report by the Ministry of Works and Transport on registration of digital number plates owing to lack of concrete information, especially on the registration costs. The report presented by Minister of State for Transport Fred Byabakama indicated that the cost of registration for both motorcycles and vehicles stands at 735,000 shillings.
They were not comfortable with.
In June 2023, Kampala City Traders Association petitioned the Parliament over the cost of registration of digital number plates and the speedy implementation of the exercise before carrying out due diligence.
But also, Chair, the ministry should tell us. It's one thing to tell us that you benchmarked about this company.
While appearing before the Parliamentary Committee on Physical Infrastructure, the minister was supposed, among others, to give a clear account on why the cost of registration for digital number plates for both motorcycles and cars stands at 735,000 shillings.
That the price of the new registration plates for newly registered motorcycles and motor vehicles is the same because the solution technology of the registration plate is the same irrespective of the category of vehicle. However, for the existing fleet already registered, the principle of cross-subsidization was considered to alleviate the financial distress on existing vehicle owners.
They were also expected to present clear documents on the process of awarding the contract to the Russian company, the timeline of implementation of digital number plates, which expectation was not met, according to the committee.
Especially for the motorcycles, moving from 130 something 700 plus for a border person, for example. But unfortunately, because of the way they appeared, we could not have the opportunity to dive into that because then they had no documents.
We are going to look into it together with the Minister for Security. We see how best we can coordinate this. We see where are they basing. Say this money is very high.
Members maintain that the implementation process still remains illegitimate until due diligence ascertaining the existence and credibility of the company is done.
Government has gone ahead to implement something rejected by Parliament. So we feel at that level the implementation process is null and void. It can only be validated by putting in place a due diligence team to ascertain the existence of this company and whether it is registered and domesticated here.
We extended the period to 1st of November because we had not sensitized the public very well on how they would acquire these number plates, on how things will move. Then number two, the contractors from Russia, due to the war there, they did not have enough time to bring in the raw materials used to manufacture these plates.
In the same vein, the ministry has been tasked to present a strategy on the safe management of water transport and method of transport in the islands.
Who controls people that you shouldn't exceed 10 here? It shouldn't exceed 20 kilograms on this boat or canoe, whatever it is.
It's worth noting that Parliament had also earlier on poked holes in the process of registration and credibility of the Russian company. The process of registration of digital number plates was extended to November 2023 to allow the ministry work on disputed areas. Officials will return to Parliament Tuesday next week for further scrutiny. Susan Naung and Gloria Guitabinji reporting for ABC TV.
The Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Bariomunsi, has applauded telecommunication companies for the 5G rollout to help in Uganda digital transformation. The minister was officiating at the MTN launch and demonstration of the 5G network at Uganda Communication Commission's headquarters in Bugolobi.
The Minister for ICT and National Guidance has applauded telecommunication companies for their role towards driving the telecommunication and internet penetration agenda in Uganda. The minister was officiating at the official launch and demonstration of MTN 5G rollout at the Uganda Communication Commission's headquarters in Bugolobi.
Now, today we are launching the 5G, and the experts have explained what the 5G and what benefits. So we should receive with excitement the 5G, the 5th generation, and this will definitely improve the services provided not only by MTN but by the other service providers.
The Executive Director of Uganda Communications Commission, Irene Kagwa Sewankambo, commended MTN's 5G dedication to digital inclusion and recognized its positive impact on the nation.
We obliged the operators to extend their connectivity to 90% geographical coverage of Uganda. Then one will ask, what about the remaining 10? So the remaining 10 is also being looked at through partnerships and interventions with government, development partners, so that ultimately we have 100% coverage. And this is irrespective of whether you're on the waters or on dry land. We want to make sure that every part of Uganda there is connectivity.
MTN CEO Sylvia Mulinge believes that this milestone will play a pivot role in driving ICT solutions for economic growth.
With advent of technology such as 5G, it now means that we are reducing the cost of production of internet. And with spectrum such as what we have received, we are now able to ensure that we're able to deploy this coverage over wider spaces or wider areas, which obviously then means that that ambition or that challenge that was thrown to us by the minister in terms of ensuring that we're able to pass on this benefit to the end user then becomes a reality for us in terms of ensuring that we deliver better and more affordable services.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
The Minister for Kampala and Metropolitan Affairs, Harriet Minsa Kavanda, together with the representative from the French Embassy, have donated sports equipment to 10 schools under the KCCA leadership. These are to help in building a sustainable learning and inclusive environment. She was speaking at a handover ceremony of the equipment to the head teachers of the schools at Police Children's School in Chibuli.
8 footballs. I know the pupils for being very...
Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA, has 79 public primary schools with 28 secondary schools that have continued to grapple with substandard and inadequate sports equipment. The Minister for Kampala and the Metropolitan Affairs, Harriet Minsa Kavanda, is however sincere that these sports items that have been donated from the French Development Agency under the CIRIX project to the 10 KCCA schools will enhance the talent and and growth in the young children.
We have 79 schools in Kampala district, but we have given to only 10 schools. So we hope to get more jerseys and we give to these other schools, the remaining schools. Just because this was not enough for all the schools, so we have given this first. But we shall be following these things. We don't want them to sell these things, and we've also discouraged the selling of playgrounds in our schools.
KCCA received a donation of sports equipment worth 85 million to support 10 public schools which are in a dire need of sports equipment in order to improve in physical education and sports implementation.
From the French embassy, French agents, they have given us 85 million, which has been utilized well, and I've bought kits for footballers, netballers, basketball, jerseys for everybody. So I thank KCC for utilizing this money very well. I thank the executive director. I thank the director education because they have done very good work to utilize that money well. It has been given to 10 schools.
Lay Trecol, attached to the cooperation attached for culture and education at the French embassy, urges KCCA schools to prioritize sports.
We believe that sport has the power to change the world, and it's a powerful tool for social cohesion, for promoting peace, solidarity, and fundamental rights. Sports obviously allows to be fit and healthy. The most important is that sport teaches great values.
The head teachers from the 10 schools that received the donation appreciated KCCA and the representatives from the French embassy, pointing out the challenges they were encountering in administering physical education to the students.
We want to thank the donors for this venture. The whole school floods, and we always evacuate the learners from the classrooms because they are too small to run away.
The schools that received the sports equipment are Kawempe Mbogo Primary School, St. Peter's Kanyenya Primary School, East Kololo Primary School, Nachivubo Settlement Primary School, St. Lawrence Chigowa Primary School, Munyonyo Church of Uganda Primary School, Police Children's School, among others. Justin Nakami, UBC News.
National Water and Sewerage Corporation, the primary water supply service for several regions, has announced an emergency shutdown due to critical maintenance works. The shutdown is set to last approximately 24 hours and is necessary to carry out repairs on the vital BM 700 transmission pipeline responsible for transferring water from the treatment plant to the reservoir.
The areas to be affected by the shutdown include Namaswa, Kajansi, Zana, Seguku, Najanankumbi, and Ndeje respectively. The shutdown will impact a significant portion of the water supply in the entire service area, with the supply line contributing 16% of the total supply being affected.
This is why we are preparing our dear customers in advance, that we have got a technical challenge, and we have prepared, we have mobilized to start the works, but we are giving an advance notice of 48 hours because we started announcing yesterday. And the idea is that on their side they also store so that the interruptions do not affect their production significantly.
Andrew Muhwezi, Senior Manager Water Production at National Water and Sewage Corporation, emphasized the importance of ensuring the safety and continuity of service during this maintenance period. To cope with the potential water shortage, residents in the affected regions are strongly urged to store enough water throughout the day and use it sparingly. The repair process may take up to 10 hours.
You see, this is a very big pipeline, and the capacity that's going to repair it is all national water staff, capacity built over time. So this means that we have recognized the severity of the service we offer the public, and we have built equipment and human capacity to minimize interruption to the service when they occur. So we are not worried, but we just want our dear customers to prepare in advance and avoid getting significantly affected.
National Water and Sewage Corporation has also extended an appeal to its customers in the affected areas, requesting their cooperation during this period to ensure a small restoration of water supply after the completion of the repair works. The cooperation of the residents and customers in the affected regions is of utmost importance to minimize inconvenience during this critical maintenance operation. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The Inspectorate of Government is to effect arrests of corrupt officials after mediations fail. During the inspection of 1.9-kilometer roads in Ntungamo municipality, the Deputy Inspector of Government, Dr. Patricia Achana Kiria, gave a deadline of 1 month to the contractor, within which to complete the works.
Officials from the Office of the Inspectorate of Government are in Western Uganda inspecting roads in 3 municipalities of Mbarara City, Ntungamo and Kabale to improve service delivery. Work is being done under Project Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development Program funded by the World Bank.
We need prompt payments because we are not donors, we are contractors. When we come to work, we expect everybody to do their work, and the consultant should certify our certificates. We are not looking for donations.
For us, what we expected was to see works done, completed, people celebrating, using the project.
While in Mbarara City, officials realized that the contractor, Multiplex, delayed to finish the work, and an ultimatum of 2 months was issued.
By the way, the ministry has come here 1 million times. We have been on this road 100 million times. When you supervise and things are not done, what do you do?
I'm going to arrest people.
Yes.
I'm going to arrest people and organ sleep in Luzira for failure to implement programs here. Because we are looking at service delivery.
Then you will take a credit.
The Deputy Inspector of Government, Dr. Patricia Achan, while in Ntungamo municipality, urged contractors and government officials to do quality work or risk arrest.
And the contractor also committed that for him, he's able to complete the remaining works adequately with the support. But also, I urge the district technocrats, please monitor, please supervise, be on ground and see what is happening. But now we have made commitments here that there is need for our presence also as the IG on ground. And our presence will make a difference.
She says they will continue investigating what causes the delay of service delivery.
I say there are missions and commissions on both sides, and that blame can be apportioned. But here we are. If we go into that and then we go to court and begin pulling strings and begin digging, maybe the mistake was made at the time of procurement of the contractor, all that will contribute to further delay.
The Ntungamo Municipality Mayor Twesije Jacob says the problem is with contractors. They know how to talk and convince, but they have totally failed to implement. Multiplex, under Uganda support to the Municipal Infrastructure Development Program, funded by the World Bank, was given this contract in May 2021 and expected to end in 2 years.
The biggest problem we have encountered for the last 2 years we have been on site is that government, through its agencies, did not prepare for this project at all. They gave us a contract, we signed it. When we reported on site, they gave us drawings, plans, and we found that the plans are actually not there.
We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had in our first segment. Let's return with a bigger arrangement after this short break.
These days, our homes are no longer just the places we live. It's where we attend meetings, go to class, keep each other safe, and entertain ourselves. To do this smoothly, you need a reliable internet connection. Buy the MTN WakaNet router, which connects up to 32 devices and gets a free 40 GB data bundle at only 149,000 shillings. Or buy the MTN WakaNet MiFi at only 75,000 shillings and enjoy a free 15 GB bundle to stream, study, work, and play on the go. Visit any MTN service center to buy the MTN WakaNet router or MiFi and enjoy the internet that does amazing things.
Uganda's oil and gas activities are undertaken in line with the updated environment legislation and benchmarked on international best practice standards in order to continuously ensure coexistence between the oil activities and Uganda's rich biodiversity. Following the award of the Environment and Social Impact Assessment certificates for the Kingfisher, Tilenga, and East African crude oil pipeline projects, various environmental and social management plans have also been developed to ensure sustainable development of the projects. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda is working with other regulatory bodies to monitor all oil and gas activities to enhance compliance and environment protection during oil activities. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
This is the University of Africa. On the streets, you get your real education. Here, everybody has a degree of something. But the most important qualification is imagination. His reason is to be the GOAT. The reason to imagine is to take the beat and make it lit. So no matter what your situation, just use your imagination.
Malaria is still the #1 cause of death in Uganda. To help you protect your family from malaria, the government of Uganda is giving mosquito nets to every household. Register and receive your mosquito nets from the community health worker. Distribution of nets in the following districts and cities will take place between the 1st and 15th of August. Kaliro, Sironko, Rakai, Bugweri, Masaka, Dokolo, Karungu, Chotera, Bududa, Luengo, Nakaseke, and Mbale districts, plus Masaka and Mbale cities. Every district will have received their mosquito nets by November. Together, we can chase malaria out of Uganda. Sleep under a mosquito net every night. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from the Global Fund.
Dear Airtel customer, we know that there are days when unexpected stays in hospital stand in the way of your family's welfare. That is why Hospital Center is here to give you up to 100,000 shillings every night you spend in hospital. Hospital Center also offers up to 4 million in funeral benefit. Dial *185*7*6# to purchase Hospital Center on Airtel Money for as little as 1,000, 3,000 or 5,000 shillings a month. Your cover for the first 1 month is free. Hospital Center is underwritten by Prudential and powered by Turaco. Prudential and Turaco are regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda. Airtel Money is regulated by the Bank of Uganda.
We thank you so much for watching and welcome you back from the break. Police and residents of Aswa, near Aswa River or Aswa region have appreciated the new development of splitting river region into two, Aswa North and Aswa East. The regional police commander, Aswa West Tameya Gertrude, is committed to handling insecurity within Gulu, emphasizing that operation is not a new task for her.
This is not new to me. I've been in the system for quite long. I've been in service for the last 15 years, so I believe I'm up to the task. Yeah, I'll manage.
Now, the observation is that the policing these regions is going now to be a little bit manageable very well, because you can imagine previously we had about like 11 districts.
and I know it was quite big, which he had come with some few challenges. But for now, since it has been reduced, I think policing is going to be a little bit manageable. Yeah. Remember, of course, the region was very vast, and it was really quite very difficult moving here and there by one RPC.
Division right now is going to make our work to be very easy, especially when the motorcycle has been stolen. So those people from the east, they will handle it fastly because the working area will not be so much large. So before, the working area was very large, whereby most cases when we report, it takes time for the police to respond to that matters. Sometimes you find that a certain motorcycle has been stolen from Lamore, but before reaching to the police information, looking forward to see how they can make the follow-up for that particular theft, you find that they have failed to recover that motorcycle.
Police in Kole district have arrested a suspect linked with the murder of a prominent businesswoman in Kole district. The 18-year-old Jasper Odongo was arrested for allegedly clobbering to death his boss, Selim Elia, a renowned supplier of eggs in Lango sub-region. Police also recovered over 17 million from Odongo and several personal belongings that were for the deceased.
Selim Elia, 60-year-old businesswoman in Kole district, was yesterday discovered lifeless in her house at Kona Village, Ayer sub-county in Kole district. Selim was a prominent entrepreneur well known for supplying eggs in the region. Last evening, her son Isaac Baine, together with 3 other employees, returned home and found his mother dead in the house. The employee with whom she remained is suspected to have clobbered her to death before he took off. When we arrived at the scene, the body was already conveyed to the mortuary, but Isaac says the marks on her body shows physical assault.
I found a pile of clothes in the guest room, so when I uncovered, I found my mom lying. I thought maybe she could just be unconscious, but I realized quickly that she's gone. And
one piece of log which was used, but it was broken from the middle. The dead body had a swelling from the cheek, meaning some hard object could have been used.
Today morning, in the company of the district chairperson, police arrested the suspected employee from Oyam district. A total of 17,450,000 shillings was recovered in his bag. Other items belonging to the deceased, including the watch, phone, bedsheet, cooking oil and sugar, were also recovered.
The notes of 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. In total, we counted with the people, and it amounted to 17,450,000.
His colleagues say he had only worked for 2 weeks. North Kyoga Police PRO Jimmy Patrick Okema says the suspect is being held at Kole Central Police Station.
Is it a matter of stealing, or was he sent by someone? These are things we really need to understand. Did he commit this offense alone, or there were other colleagues whom he killed the woman with?
Local leaders and family described the deceased as a kind, hard-working old woman.
She was someone who was so caring, she was selfless, very God-fearing, she really loved God.
The traceability is that these monies could have been picked from the bedroom. So keeping money more than a certain threshold in the house is dangerous. And then also, keeping people who probably have come from far and wide without your better understanding is also dangerous.
Kole District Chairperson Andrew Moses Awany warns business owners with high turnovers to undergo basic security trainings to mitigate such eventualities from reoccurring. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
Kamala University has launched tourism and hospitality as a new academic program at the campus. In a press conference held in Kampala, Dr. Christine Ampumuza, the head of the tourism department in Kabale University, says that the institution aims at producing versatile and innovative resources for Uganda's tourism and hospitality sector.
Kole University has launched tourism and hospitality as one of the academic programs at the campus. The head of tourism department, Kole University, Dr. Christine Akampumuza, said the university has realized the importance of tourism to the national development as stipulated in the National Development Plan 3.
We noted that although Uganda has wonderful attractions, it is still less competitive when you look at the visitor arrivals compared to her neighboring countries. And to make matters worse, we also noted that the local community involvement and therefore benefits from tourism is still meager. So Kole University comes in to close that gap by taking tourism to the communities, and that is what that drive was about. It was conducted between April and June of this year to make sure, to assess and see how do we as a university now come in to empower these communities to link their livelihoods with mainstream tourism.
Dr. Christine said the Institute of Tourism and Hospitality will also act as an international center of excellence in tourism and hospitality.
So you also need this kind of workforce that is adaptable to the different situations. So that is the challenge we are taking on as the Institute of Tourism and Hospitality at Kole University, to address that gap, so that the Ugandans out there, the industry out there, will find that the graduate from Kole University Institute of Tourism and Hospitality will match in terms of skills and competencies the requirements of the dynamic industry. The biggest share comes from the domestic market. So this community engagement is twofold. We empower the communities, but we are also creating this awareness and changing this mindset that tourism is only for the international guests.
In 2002, Kole University was established as a non-profitable community institution owned by the people of Kigezi and was later transformed into a public university in 2015. Robert Katamba, UBC News.
The President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. Samuel William Ruto, has urged Kenyans to work hard for immense development, but also trust the Lord. This was in his message delivered by the First Lady, Rachel Ruto, at the official opening of Heaven's Fire Prayer Summit, graced by apostles, pastors and prophetesses of God at Nyayo National Stadium in Kenya.
It was a day of joy, hope and endurance at Nyayo National Stadium in Kenya as believers from all walks of life gathered for the National Peace Prayer Crusade, dubbed Heaven's Fire Prayer Summit, under the theme A New Wave of the Supernatural for Evangelization and Revival.
Come on, do something that you haven't been able to do. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. What happened to you?
The special prayer session that will last for 4 days with an agenda of blessing Kenya and the whole world was officially launched by the First Lady of Kenya, Rachel Ruto, who represented President William Ruto.
Says, you will begin to see this nation become a very healthy nation.
President William Ruto, in his address read by the First Lady, Rachel Ruto, reminded Kenyans to put their trust in God and work hard for economic development.
Let's give a shot.
The summit was attended by delegates from Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania and other African states and overseas. Peace and reconciliation were the order of the day as various pastors, apostles and prophetesses all prayed for peace to prevail in Kenya. The chief pastor at the prayer summit was Pastor Robert Kayanja of Miracle Center Cathedral Rubaga in Uganda, who preached and emphasized the gospel of love and brotherhood among Kenyans. The prayers were graced by the First Lady of Kenya, Rachel Ruto, who represented Kenya's President William Ruto Sumei, who was at another official meeting. Exploits Worship Center Church, also the host pastor, Apostle Julius Subi, emphasized reconciliation among Kenyans. I'm Nafka Farida and Ivan Juko.
And the short break on return, we'll have business news tonight.
Upgrade your lifestyle with the all-new entry-loaded Chillax voice bundles. Now, call all networks in Uganda with Chillax voice bundles. Call all networks, no expiry, no worries. Dial *100 *1# and select call all networks. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
The Presidential CEO Forum, together with the Office of the Prime Minister and Captains of Industry in the private sector, in collaboration with the Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, National Planning Authority and Kira Motors Corporation, will convene the 4th Biennial Private Sector CEO Retreat from August 2nd to 3rd, 2023 at the Kira Vehicle Plant in Jinja City under the theme Uganda's Industrialization Agenda, positioning Uganda as a net source of e-mobility solutions in Africa, hosted by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The 4th CEO's Retreat will explore how to deepen value addition in Uganda's industry and build a sustainable and integrated e-mobility ecosystem in order to maximize the potential for development with substantial economic benefits, including wealth and job creation. To participate, please contact the Presidential CEO from Secretariat on 0393 249 530 and via email info@pcf.go.ug.
And in talking news, MTN has improved on their data voice bundles. You can now call across all networks for the same price. We've talked to several eyewitnesses on the ground, and this is what one of them had to say. Amos, did you hear about the MTN daily voice bundles? So, to join many more other Ugandans enjoying these MTN daily voice bundles, dial *100 *21# or use the My MTN app to start enjoying. Stay tuned for more offers from MTN.
Step into the future of African coffee at the second G25 Africa Coffee Summit hosted by Uganda. The summit will be held at Speak Resort Munyonyo from the 8th to the 10th of August 2023. Heads of state from Africa's 25 coffee growing nations and coffee value chain actors will delve into the theme, Transforming the African Coffee Sector Through Value Addition. The summit is a defining moment for Africa's coffee growing nations. It's time to listen, innovate, and invest in Africa's coffee future, ignite the potential of African coffee. Organized by the Government of Uganda through the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries and Uganda Coffee Development Authority in collaboration with the Inter-African Coffee Organization.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates back to ground. Sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Ekinene kikino Jemisinde mu bunabyalo ejabagobirizi ba Kristo East African Christian Marathon jangu tuddukira wamu misinde gy'essaala gino nga 13 omwezi ogw'omunaana erugogo ku kisaawe kya hockey jangu okikirira abo mu makago mu misinde gy'essaala n'ekiruubirirwa ekirungi eky'okuzimba ekifo awanakwatirwanga amasimu ag'ettundutundu ly'obuvanjuba bwa Africa. Weetabe emisinde gino oddukire wamu n'omusumba wo, abakulembeze b'ekitundu kyo abanaakiikirira Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, DR Congo, South Sudan n'abawono mu Uganda. jangu odduke ne Captain Mike Mukula agenda okukulemberamu abaddusi. Dduukirira enteekateeka eno ng'ogula omujoozi mw'onaddukira ku mitwalo 2, mitwalo 3 n'emitwalo 10 kuba enteekateeka z'emisinde nga gino zikyusa ensi. Okumanya ebisingawo kuba ku noti 781 885 noti 55. Emisinde gya East African Christian Marathon giwagiddwa UBC TV, Star TV ne Star FM emmunyenye y'eggwanga.
UBC Business News tonight. Key sector players in the construction world have convened in Uganda with the aim of streamlining demand and supply of quality products for safe and secure buildings. The meeting, convened by Casement Africa Company, attracted attendees from manufacturers, engineers and architects. These contend that with the presence of numerous types of products on the market, clients need to be protected for the manufacturer to survive longer in business. It is on this vote that the management of Casement Africa Company warned fellow suppliers against duping unsuspecting clients. On their part, the architects underscored the importance of foreign companies setting up production houses in Uganda as opposed to importation of such products. In their view,
different products available. Some architects like to design in steel, and there's some really nice examples we can show you of what you can do in steel. It looks nice, it's cheaper, much more durable. Again, aluminium is there for the special projects, bigger projects. The glass, like was talked about, the hardware that was talked about, aluminium you're looking at is 1 millimeter, 1.2 millimeter, but that's what the market is absorbing these days. But is it the right thing for the customers? Is it the right thing for the end user? So I think these are the challenges which yourselves as architects have. I think this is the type of service that we want to have with our customers.
We cannot forever be a market. To what extent are you considering setting up here so that part of your production is part of the economic aspirations of the country? I believe that some of the raw materials can be found here. If everything is going to be shipped in and warehoused, I wonder how sustainable your venture will be.
the transport and logistics industry, stakeholders from the region and beyond are gathering at the Federation of International Freight and Forwarders Association, a 3-day conference in Kampala to develop methodologies that will shape the future of the freight business. The primary focus is on improving efficiency to minimize time delays in the freight operation industry.
One of the key initiatives discussed at the Rame Theatre Conference is the adoption of blockchain technology to facilitate data sharing among theatre partners. Dr. Ivan Petrov, president of theatre, believes this will greatly benefit the industry.
We trust in this, and not only in having a document, but also being part of these blockchain technologies, since we also transfer data, not only documents. Documents is the first level. Next level is transfer of data, and we have already started working with the financial institutions on that, and the International Chamber of Commerce in Paris on that. So we have transfer of blockchain technologies from A to B without issuing any document, and physical transfer and financial transfer of between two coffee suppliers or traders in Geneva.
The conference also aims to provide key insights on trade initiatives along trade corridors, shipping, and maritime activities to further promote growth and evolution in the transport, freight, and logistics industry.
So coming to this meeting is very important because we are able to show the initiatives taken by the Central Corridor in order to reduce time and the costs of movement along the Central Corridor. Among those we were able to inform them about the Transport Observatory, how we collect data to indicate the performance of the Central Corridor. We are also able to mention other initiatives along the Central Corridor that has been done by the stakeholders in order to reduce the time and cost it takes in terms of infrastructure and other trade facilitation initiatives taken by the member states.
During the panel discussions, the importance of integrated transportation and trade networks was emphasized as a continuous effort to enhance regional trade and development.
Last licensing period, I have about 600 clearing agents who are compliant. Those days I would not license 300. So this training you have started, the freight forwarding practicing certificate, the FIATA Prop Diploma, the continuous development program is adding value to our declarants, and may God bless you.
At the end of the conference, we should have covered a number of topics which we hope our members will benefit from, because ours is to disseminate information, to share knowledge and best practices all over the world, and that's why we are here.
The theme for the 2023 Rame Theatre Conference is resilience, adaptability and diversity in global supply chains, focusing on interventions like professionalism, self-regulation, capacity building and financing solutions to address disruptions faced by the global freight and logistics industry, while encouraging the adoption of new technologies and innovations. Crispus Arinetwe, Dennis Sigoa, UBC News.
Finca Uganda has unveiled a financial inclusion drive dubbed Gonza Life. The financial entity that focuses on SMEs believes that the drive will build financial capacity, leading to increased savings and other wealth-building activities.
Uganda's financial sector is fast innovating and adopting technologies in order to suit the ever-changing customers' needs and preferences. Technology transcends barriers to financial inclusion, lowering the cost to serve and henceforth reducing the cost of access to finance by micro and small entrepreneurs.
Finca is known for a very fast turnaround time on our credit. We deliver this because we've implemented a robust credit scoring engine behind our platform, but also our 140 officers are able to go out to the field and actually give you a loan service without you coming to the branch, without any requirements for you to process any paperwork. And this is a revolutionary process that we've brought into the market that we believe will strengthen our outreach.
The Finca Transact and Win campaign, which is premised on a mission to alleviate poverty, seeks to leverage on digital channel offerings, taking financial services to the last mile.
The Gonza Life campaign is a Transact and Win campaign. It's a way of saying thank you our customers for walking this journey. We've, over the last few years, provided multiple channels of services to our customers through mobile, through ATM cards, through agency banking, through a chatbot you can open an account.
The drive seeks to cultivate economic opportunities and unlock their potential through easing access to financial services. Dennis Igoa for UBC Business.
Thank you.
The Uganda Sports Press Association members have been asked to use their gifts as an instrument for power. In a requiem mass held at Christ the King Church, Father Remigius Seduga said that USPA can be a force for good, a message further extended by USPA President Moses Al-Said Lubega.
The Mass started at 9:30 a.m. with hymns dedicated to the intercession of faiths. Father Seruga spoke candidly about the connection of the departed souls and their impact on the living. He appealed to USPA members to use their talents as godly instruments.
But let these challenges be avenues for you to maintain the unity in diversity. Unity in diversity. I already said the greatest injustice you can do to these people is failure to uphold the good that they embraced and whatever they cherished that was good for the association and for that, for sportsmen and women. Do whatever it takes to maintain whatever they left behind that was good. And as our brother said, take it to the next step.
His message was echoed by USPA President, who says that USPA has a duty as media torchbearers to instill good practices. He used the message of the survivor from the August 2008 accident that claimed a USPA member in Lugazi as a source of inspiration on protecting lives.
This week, I was privileged enough to have a conversation with a gentleman called Swagger Fred. His life changed in August 2008. As an 18-year-old, he was traveling as a turn boy on a truck. But around the Lugazi bend, he rammed into head-on with our past colleagues. He only discovered his circumstances 3 months later. So our members, let's use the examples of those that are still living to exceed our behavior, to show a cause for exemplary behavior, and to promote the right road usage, and also enhance and conform to the standards that have been set to us. But like the Father reminded us, that as we intercede with our spirits, let us use our positions to create a carpet for those who will come and inherit our positions, inherit the gifts that have been shared unto us, and use those tools to create a generation of the next leaders, the next border rider, the next motorist, the next driver. All those, it is our call and it is our duty. So let's use this campaign to extend that message and exceed the heights for which we have not been able to aspire.
USPA is holding a road safety campaign in memory of the departed souls. The campaign will conclude in Lugazi, where a procession will be held, painting a zebra crossing, unveiling the monument, and conclude with football games. Marshall Miro, Amon Ngabo, UBC News.
And that brings us to the end of all we had for you tonight. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakoni. We wish you the best of the night. Do not miss Behind the Headlines. That will be at 10 p.m. and of course all our other programs. For now, bye-bye and good night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The heightened interest in this year's Russia-Africa Summit is a St. Petersburg. Last week is not here to explain. The fallout from the fighting in Ukraine has had serious consequences for Africa, the most obvious being the disruption to grain exports via the Black Sea. Before the war, 15 African states received more than half of their grain imports from either Ukraine and or Russia. African countries have also been affected by rising energy prices triggered by Western sanctions on Russia oil and gas exports. Last week, 49 delegations and 17 heads of states were airborne to St. Petersburg. The question is, was it a deal or it wasn't? Tonight and Behind the Headlines, Timothy Nyangweso is on set, re-examining the outcome. On set with him is an illustrious panel. Uganda accountant and business administrator. She was also a deputy managing director at the National Social Security Fund and now Uganda's permanent secretary in the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Madam Sally Geraldine. Our own, the Dean of the School of Gender and Women's Studies at Makerere University, Professor Sally Sarah. A doctor and now politician, he is the Minister of ICT, the Honorable Chris Baryomonsi. The Bardeg People's Representative in Parliament, Honorable Martin Ojara Mapenduzi. An economist, banker, and now he speaks the voices of the people of Otuke County, Honorable Omara Paul. Behind the headlines.
Uganda's oil and gas projects are providing opportunities for Ugandan businesses. Between 2017 and 2022,